Good morning, Internet. It's day 4. Of this stuff. I'm really tired this morning. Like, we slept in till 9 and I was still like, bleh. Today we are off to see the editor of the New York Times and Sam Wolfe something and the editor of Harper's magazine, Stacy something. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun-packed day. I mean, I think we were talking about going to the Society of Illustrators, but I'm not as such exactly sure how we're going to manage that, considering that it's like up that way, and I don't know how we're going to make it up there and then back all the way downtown to Harper's magazine. I don't even know if that's going to work. But apparently it's going to work somehow. Yeah. So I'm tired. I'm ready to go now. Okay, so it's 10:33 and there's us. Actually, we're missing Natalie and Kira. Maybe they did leave without us.
Natalie and Danielle?
No, Danielle's right there. And Sydney.
Sydney is what I meant. They were out late last night though, so.
Yeah. But, like, Gwen and Durwin aren't here. So we're like... Yeah. Okay, so we had a change of plans. We're not going to New York Times first thing in the morning. We are actually going to the Strand, which is a very, very famous bookstore. It's one of the most famous bookstores in the world. So we've taken the subway down here. It's actually really close to Alexander McQueen, so, you know, here's to hoping. But yeah, we're all just walking along. It's warm, but not as warm, but I think that might just be because the sun isn't really hit its peak. There's another Forever 21. What? I'm never going to escape. I'm hot. And people playing chess. That's super fun. There's the Strand up there. Ooh la la. Oh my god, and I turned the thing off and I just realized there's Forbidden Planet. Oh, should I go in? Okay, so we just left the artist, I don't know, what was that place called? Artist something. Art store, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but we have Opus, and we get a discount at Opus, which is nice. And it's like, at least for me personally, I do all my work on a Cintiq. And I need a pencil, I have a blue pencil and paper, and that's kind of it.
Did you bring your drawing?
So now we are inside the Empire State Building. It's so cool and like Art Deco and lovely. And we got these tickets, Almond, Dianne, for go business center. Super excited! And I went to Alexander McQueen. I'm like crouching down like that. But I got the bracelet. It's really pretty. And like this really legit bag. So Alexander McQueen. So excited. I'm really sweaty. Like super sweaty. I had to walk like so many blocks to go and get to the Alexander McQueen place. Ugh, I'm sweaty. Okay, I think we're about ready to go up. We're going to see Sam Wolfe Connelly.
So do you want to do like a lot of fashion stuff? Because this feels like a lot of fashion.
Yeah, I like outside better. Fashion. I cried. I actually cried.
This is definitely super fashion.
Yes. You don't remember his name.
For some reason, I like this more than the other ones. I mean, like, well, not.
Yeah.
What's this in?
Conte.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is this? Oh, did you get like the colored Conte too?
Mm-hmm. That was from like a series. There's a couple other ones in the series.
Wait, was this one? This one?
No, that's like a separate one.
Is this oil pastel or something?
No, it's Conte too.
Man, I seriously thought Conte came in like 2 different colors. So.
No, it comes in like every color.
Yeah, so are you looking to do like editorial stuff or like fashion stuff or Siamese twin stuff? No, there's a growing market for that.
Yeah, no, I'm really interested, in fashion and kind of editorial, and I'll see.
There's like a big fad going on in New York now where a lot of fashion companies like Ralph Lauren and Lacoste and stuff will hire an artist for 2 hours to like sketch a fashion show that's going on. They'll be like debuting a line, we'll have a fashion or just an artist go on for 2 hours, sketch, and then sell the drawings to people who went there for the fashion show, and that's like, I'm
definitely interested in
that. Yeah, that stuff has been happening more and more, and it pays really well too. And like, yeah. So you're definitely like a. So yeah, I mean that's cool that you're using color, but it's still drawing, you know.
Yeah, I like drawing. Like I'm not really a painting person, I guess. So.
You should do like an entire. You should just do like 100. I think what helped me the most with your class was I think we did 100 thumbnails of like the teacups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did these guys have to do that? No. Oh. It's yeah. No, you should seriously, because basically the thing was it was like a tea kettle, a teacup, and then a saucer, and then you had to think of it arranged 100 different ways. In like we had an hour to do it or something like that, and so I don't know. That got me like thinking so much. I still have all those thumbnails. So I think what you should do is like if you have an hour to kill, just do like 100 super quick drawings of just like fashion or faces or whatever. Also, another thing that I did when I was in camp that I never actually no other teacher I never got to do it again, but go outside. Go to a tree, break off a branch, and then get a little jar of ink and then dip it in the ink and draw that. Oh, that was so much fun. And that's the thing, is like you completely lose control of something that you wouldn't, like with a marker, you wouldn't normally have that kind of looseness, and you just have this like awkward branch that you start creating lines that you wouldn't normally create. And for me, that like helped me loosen up a whole ton and just like get a feel for the medium that I was working in. So I think your stuff could definitely benefit from something like that. But yeah, I feel like you know where you're going.
Thank you.
With us, I mean the Siamese twins. That's a little bit off, but I think you should. I don't know. For some reason, I really like that. I like the black of the background. I think of that other than the rest. You should try some of these figures. But instead of the white background, do a black background like that.
I really like working with black.
Yeah, like do these, but with like a white chalk or something. Yeah. Like instead of using the Connie. Well, I guess like white Connie might.
You also do like white pink, because that looks a lot like pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I want to do that tree branch thing right now. I've been wanting to do that, but I haven't. There haven't been like many trees in New York that I've been able to do that. But yeah.
Thank you.
Important, like the best art rep that you could possibly be repped by at school, like right before I was about to graduate. And so I don't know, I always feel like I'm repeating myself when I tell the story. But anyway, so I went into this portfolio review where only like 6 students got to like do this portfolio review with him, and this was my last week of school, and I was like, oh, maybe he'll like my stuff. And I doubt that he would ever just hire me on for his rep agency, but he'll at least maybe like get my name out there if he likes my stuff or keep me in mind or something. And so I went in and I got all like dressed up and stuff and had my portfolio and all this stuff, and I showed him my stuff, and he was like, he's been in the business for like 30 years, so he like knows what he's talking about. And so he like went through my entire portfolio, not saying a word to me, and then he gets to the very end. He was like, it's basically student work, and I can tell it's student work, and my advice to you would be to just completely do it over. He was like, I can tell all your stuff just, it looks like it came from a classroom, and I haven't seen a single piece that serves a purpose. And I was like, well, you're right. Like, yeah, thanks, man. And I was just like, I'm just like in awe. And he was just like, yeah, so I think you should just start over. But as it was, if I was an art director, I would never ever hire you. And then he points at the clock and goes, you're eating into my next time slot, so you should leave. And then I go, all right, well, thanks. And so then I like packed up my portfolio and went home, and like I was just like, well, that sucked. But I could kind of tell he was kind of like a jerk, but he was like, he was supposed to be the best art director. And then a week later, I got my first published piece in Playboy, which was a full page for the guy who wrote Fight Club, and a week later with the same portfolio. And that right there immediately showed me it was just like, you can believe in whatever other people tell, and it's really great to get advice from other people and to change your portfolio based on other people's opinions, especially when they know what they're talking about. But at the same time, the most important thing is that you believe in your own work, because you have to have your own passion for what you do, and that's what got you to this point right now, is that you wanted to draw. So that shouldn't change for the rest of your career, ever change. I mean, the fact that you want to draw shouldn't change anything. The fact that one person says something about your work that they don't like it, then why does that matter at all? And especially when it comes to art directors and projects and stuff, is they're solely looking for what fits for that magazine. And even with competitions, you have a jury of 5 people that are determining who the best illustrators are for things like Society Illustrators, Communication Arts, American Illustration. That's a jury of like 5 people. And if you don't get into those competitions, big deal. That means you didn't like impress 5 people, and you have 9 billion people in the world to impress. And so the most important part of your craft is to do what you want to do. So you shouldn't get discouraged by 999 no's, because there's going to be at least one person, as long as you're happy with your work, there's going to be one person out there that's going to enjoy it. So yeah, there's no reason for you to just stop doing it. And that's the major reason why illustrators don't succeed, is because they stop. And it's because it gets super tough. The world feels like it's all against you, but in those times you just gotta talk to your other illustrator buddies and like other artists and like figure out what inspires you, and then use that to keep going. But no matter what, yeah, just keep doing what you want to do.
Okay, so we just got done with Wolfe Connelly, who was super cool, really awesome, really friendly and funny. And we talked about fetuses a weird amount, but it was funny. It was cool.
It was good.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are at the New York Times. We're at the New York Times. The New York freaking Times. And it's like really hot. But we're waiting. We're waiting on it's where we're supposed to see the editor to come down, I guess. I don't know. We're just kind of waiting awkwardly. So the audio for Rodrigo Honeywell is super quiet, so I'm gonna just talk about him. So I know in movies, the New York Times is like really loud and there are phones ringing off the hook, but in real life, it's actually like super hush-hush. Like Rodrigo, he said that phones are for major emergencies, not, business as usual, which was kind of interesting. But Rodrigo was super nice, and he had some great pointers and observations about the making of the Sunday specials, and his coworker had some great advice about how fast the business moved. And they both looked at our portfolios, and they gave some like super, super useful feedback, and I'm so pleased and, happy that they were able to look at our stuff, and nobody was mean. Like, they were both like serious and business professionals, but they were awesome about it, and it was really cool to get to listen to them and get their opinion, and I had a great time.
Do you often have a lot of people who say no, or that they don't want to try something? Or?
No, I mean, I tend to, with illustrators, I tend to pick people whose voice matches the writer's tone, right? So the work is going to go together, because I have a feeling about that. So I try to make a good fit at the beginning and then back off. And then kind of guess what if we went down this road, that would not be the right way to go. Mm-hmm. So if I can guess that the illustrator might want to go down that way, I'll be like, I think with this one, let's actually read it, because I have a few things that I think we should talk about. And then they'll just sort of be like, they'll read it and they'll be like, great, got the text, read it, what's up, and I'll be like, I don't think we should do a dead deer in this one. And then they'd be like, and I say, because I think that could be a way to go. No, I don't think we should go that way. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, oh, okay, good to know. Because otherwise they might draw a dead deer and then I'll be like, oh, I didn't want that, Mm-hmm. Because you can kind of, after working with artists for years and years, like guess where, like where they might go. Mm-hmm. And so that makes it sort of like the safe time. Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about choosing the artist then? I think it was 2 slides before this one, there was the guy that you said was perfect for the job when he did the blue initially, and then it was red initially. Yeah, this one, too scary. So yeah, I think you said something along the lines of you thought of him because you thought he'd be perfect for this. So what, do you have like a Rolodex of artists, or how does that work?
Yeah, in my brain.
Okay.
Because I know Simon can do work that's very spare and open and can be kind of weird. Like, he's okay with weird, you know. And this is a really weird story. He can do sort of surreal, and he can sort of, he can be like, he can lean towards abstract. And so I knew that his tone was going to be right for that. Whereas, you know, like going back to the frog bodies, that's very specific. Like that piece was very scientific, and it was very kind of documentary, and it was about animal bodies getting polluted by chemicals. So I knew, like, I wanted to see animal bodies, but I didn't want to see something sort of grotesque at all either. Something very dignified about this. And so he was perfect to make, like, I know what his work looks like, and I know what he, you know, where he's going to go. And I knew he'd make those great little frog bodies. They were going to be the coolest frog bodies.
They are.
Yeah. And I think he loves animals, and he loves maps. So it was kind of perfect to have, like, you know, like mapped out chemicals on animal bodies. I think, like, part of my job is to know what people love. Know what artists love, what they're about, like where their heart is, because then it's not that hard to create the new work for a piece.
We just got done talking to Stacy at Harper's magazine, which was super cool. It's really, really nice. Like, everyone's really nice. I don't know why I'm expecting, like, can you hear me? I don't know why I'm, like, expecting everyone to be really mean, but I am. But they're nice. I don't understand. So we're gonna go find something to eat. I know we were talking about maybe going to the Society of Illustrators, but we haven't decided yet because we're hungry. Okay, so we are, look at how cute you are, Lord. All 3 of you, adorable.
When you point the camera at me, I always like do something really weird.
I have this pointed at me all the time. It's literally like me being it's awful. So we are we at Peel's? I think we're at Peel's. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say we're at Peel's. And it's so cute. Like, this place is like precious and adorable, and like everything's like antiqued, and like I'm literally so happy right now. So I'm gonna have a mac and cheese. Adam's like, eat well, and I'm like, no. I'm walking around all day. I can handle it. I walked like freaking for an hour to go and get this bracelet. Like, I do what I want. Yeah, so we're gonna have delicious dinner. Oh my god, the food came, and look at it. Look at Jory's. Thank you. Mac and cheese. Fish. Thank you. Mashed potato. Yummy. Is it good? I know the mac and cheese is like, look at that. It's good. Alright, so it is, I don't know, it's like 10:30, something like that at night. We're back in the hotel room. We went to Forever 21, and it was like really, we were hot and sticky, and it didn't really work out quite the way we were hoping it would. Oh well. So yeah, we're gonna kip in early because we start at freaking 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh my god. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I took a piece out of, it was really awesome getting the feedback from the illustrator, from the editors and the illustrators. It was awesome getting to talk to them, and they were like, well, we're looking for this, and like, maybe postcards, maybe not. Like, 2 of them said like no, and one of them was like, yeah, I never get them anymore. And I was like, I don't know what to think. And Wolfe Connelly looked at my portfolio. Oh my god. I'm still very, very excited about that. Yeah, so I picked up the bracelet from Alexander McQueen, which is here. And it's beautiful. I'm like intruding on Nicole's half of the bed table, I'm sorry. But it's got like little... Focus! Focus, focus, focus. don't think it wants to focus. Oh. Anyway, it's got little crystal skull, and then a little chart that says Alexander McQueen, made in Italy, and then it's python skin, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So yeah, it was really expensive too. But the duster bag that I got with it, like, pretty much perfectly fits my camera. So I'm like really weirdly excited about that. Yeah, so that's it for tonight. And we will see you tomorrow morning as we head off to Brooklyn. Good night.